Alright folks, in this video I want to go over the meshing component associated with leaving Fusion and going into something else. So for example, Meshmixer. What it boils down to is that sometimes when you export out of Fusion with these nice clean flat surfaces, you don't get a lot of mesh faces, which is what Meshmixer likes to work with, especially if you want to do some sculpting. So there's a way to actually tell Fusion to create more mesh triangles in its creation so that you get more options with your Meshmixer. To do that, it happens when you actually go to your general, let me switch this off real quick. When it goes to your make option and you uncheck your send to 3D print utility, I usually set my refinement to high, and then you can hit your refinement options. Now go ahead and click on preview mesh with your object so you can kind of see what it's going to do. I should probably select it though, that helps. And you can see that the number of triangles is not going to be super high on the top surface. It's a little bit better on the sides, but there's not a lot of triangles up top for Meshmixer to really play with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the maximum edge length. By sizing this down significantly, I get more triangles. And see how many I'm going to have now? See that? By taking it down into the 6.3 zone or even lower, I can increase the number of triangles that are going out into my mesh, which means Meshmixer is going to be much happier when it gets it, and Meshmixer is going to have more ability to perhaps sculpt on it or do more other manipulations, which is a lot of the cool features about Meshmixer is the ability to sculpt. So by switching that down, your maximum edge distance is a controlling factor to get better refinement, and of course I switched it to custom to get that. Or switched to custom once I switched over. It also tells me the number of, essentially the number of triangles, 400 or 456. Notice how much that goes back to 80 when I switched it back there. So if you want more triangles, you want more meshing ability within Meshmixer, go ahead and decrease the actual maximum edge length in your settings before you hit OK. Now, here's fair warning. This value and 80 triangles, very small file size in terms of STL. This value and lots of triangles, which it's still calculating at this moment, is going to be a much larger STL, which means it's going to take Meshmixer a little bit more time to open. It will take more time to transport. It would also, in case you're sending a file via email, it may make it actually impossible to send the file because of its file size. And I don't really know if that's always the case. Maybe even actually crashed it trying to create too many triangles. But that's what you need to know for the process, and I would hit OK and actually STL the file out and it'd be good to go. So just remember, if you want more triangles, that's great to manipulate more Meshmixer. You may not like the file size that you get out of it, but as long as you're aware of it, you can make plans, maybe find the happy medium. Okay, we'll see you.